Should I go back? That's the question someone has been wrestling with. Should I go back? And you probably been asking God to give you a sign, Lord, show me something, anything. This person has been, showing me a side of them I'm not used to. I don't know what to do. The Lord showed me something powerful through a dream, and I want to share it with you guys. It was a man and a woman. The woman, she's very guarded, after a painful season, and the man, from her past, he was showing up with apologies, with flowers, appearing to have changed. I remember in the dream, he kept asking the woman to just, come on, let your guard down, let's work on us. I remember him saying that, let's work on us. And you could tell the woman was thinking about it, but everything in an instant, it just switched, it changed in the dream. And I believe this was the Most High God's way of revealing what was meant to just kind of remain hidden. That's the part we weren't supposed to see. And it was the man's true face. He started cursing at this woman, just kind of saying all kinds of very horrible things. I can't repeat it. But what looked like a second chance, it revealed itself as the same old toxicity, just wearing a new mask. Sometimes the Lord shows us the truth before we're ready to see it. He peeled back the facade, and he let me see what the woman's heart was still hoping for, even as her spirit was being warned. Don't feel bad. We've all been there. What if they've really changed, and scripture tells us that people can be transformed, but hope becomes dangerous when it overrides the discernment God has already given us. When the Lord closes a door, he's not being arbitrary. He's protecting us from a pattern that still lurks beneath the surface. In the dream, the woman's heart was open to the idea of reconciliation, but God showed me the man's true intent. He doesn't ask us to ignore our feelings. He's asking us to submit them to his wisdom. When God says wait, he's not saying, forever. Sometimes the waiting period is the very thing that allows healing to happen on both sides. It's not a rejection, it's a safeguard. Now, I'm not speaking on this from a place of judgment. I've been speaking, I'm speaking from my own scars. I've reopened doors I thought were shut, only to find the same shadows just waiting on the other side, like, hello. Each time, God lovingly and sometimes painfully showed me that the season had passed for a reason. If you come across this video and you feel someone around you needs to hear it today, share it with them. Maybe you've seen the signs with your friend or your close family member that, the person you truly love and care about, and you just want to help them. So maybe share the video with them. So I love you. Take care.